What's up, Yu-Gi-Oh players? We're back here, and I am here with my Fire King Smokescreen deck list, or I should say rescue a Smokescreen into Fire King that you guys have been asking for and requesting. So I got you. We can get straight into it, but before we get to it, I'm in Indianapolis and I'm here at the dugout. Shout out to them because, you know, I've been going to their locals. The people there are super sweet, community's great, especially the people that have been playing. They've been really fun, and you guys have been seeing them in the matches, so if you guys want to see more or any other deck profiles, you can let me know and I can get them to you. But yeah, let's just get straight to it. So again, I said Rescue Ace Fire King Smokescreen, so I'm just going to go through the Rescue Ace profile really quick. We got the 1 Impulse, 3 Airlifter, 2 Hydrant, 2 Preventer, 2 Turb. I feel like that's pretty standard for any Rescue Ace. I don't think there's any exclamation there. Impulse will probably go up once after the ban list, but we can talk about that later. Infernoble package with the 3D above star, and I decided to play the 3 Fenrir only because I'm playing the Fire King. I just feel like I need another monster that's going to be on board that's free. Fenrir, it's free. I don't know why they didn't ban it. 2 Ghost Owner as my hand traps, and 3 Ash. Other hand traps that are non-monsters related are the 3 Imperms. No explanation. I played Mourner over the Veiler now because it's easy to burn, and then the Veiler, you can't use it on your turn. Mourner, you can. It's really cool. You got the 3 Emergencies. You got the 1 HQ and the 2 spells. You can't really change that. Don't change it. Please don't. Then I also played obviously the Infernoble you saw, the 1 Rhoda, and then the Wanted package. We got the original and the 3 Wanteds. This really works with the Fire King engine, which is why the Smokescreen is really eligible to play around. This is like a free fodder for siding out. So as you can tell, I'll get into that side pattern as we get to it. So we got the 3 Prosperity, and for my traps, the 1 Contain and the 1 Extinguish. Nothing new, nothing crazy. It's pretty standard Rescue Ace cards. Now, before I get into the extra deck, I'll get into the side. So I sided the 2 Draw 2 Nib, and then for Fire Kings, everything else was Fire King based. So I did the 1 circle of the Fire Kings. This card is really gas because it tells you that you can target one of your Fire King monsters or one of your Rescue Ace monsters, target a fire in your graveyard, which is probably another Rescue Ace monster. So for example, you can pop the Pxxxnda and then be able to special like a Turbulence from the graveyard, special summon the Turbulence. Like, that's broken. Why don't people think about that? Anyways, it's kind of like an econ, I guess. We also played the 1 Fire King Sanctuary. We played the 2 Fire King Island. 1 Sanctuary, easy to search. Fire King Island, if I draw it or not, like, I just want to be able to have another one to search off of it, or to be able to activate straight from deck. 1 Baral, just recyclability. It's just so much better. 3 Ponyx, and 2 Kirin, and the 1 Gruenix. 1 Gruenix because there's no explanation needed. You really, like, you can special summon it even after you do the Fire King Island, pop the Ponyx, special, add this to hand, special summon, pop the Kirin special, the Ponyx, or send something else, or you can pop the Barong from deck. Same thing. It's pretty much Fire King combo. Now, let me tell you guys, because this is 11 cards that you pretty much have to side in. So for these 11 cards, you're always going to do either one pot, you're going to do 1 pot, always going to do the Infernoble engine. Let's get that. Got the 1 Ricadetto, so that's already 4 cards you're going out. Depending on your matchup, you're going to side 1 of these out. Most of the time it's always going to be Extinguished, so it's going to be 5. You side the HQ out because this doesn't really, it inflicts with your Fire King engine, so you don't really want to have any bricks in your hand, as you know they say. Side the 1 Turb, you don't want to have any bricks. Sometimes you side the 1 Preventer, sometimes you don't. It just really depends on the matchup. You don't want to have too much going on inflicting. Side the 2 Airlifters because your normal summon really counts. You know, you can normal summon this a lot, or you normal summon your Hydrant. I'm basically playing post ban list after this with this side out pattern, but you side it out because you don't want your normal summon to inflict with this, and then you want to be able to start resolving all your other engine as you get to it. Impulse, this is like your better card when it comes to playing with your Fire King matchups, because then you can use Impulse effects if they use a monster effect to special Rescue Ace from your deck while you have Fire King cards and start triggering other effects. But right here, as you can tell, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, some people might not agree, but the one wanted and the one Diabell star is what your side out options are. But like I said, you have these two that you can kind of pop off, whether if you want to side out the extra trap card and the preventer, or if you want to keep the wanted and the Diabell star. It depends. You can kind of tally off of that. But this engine is what really triggers your Pxxxnda engine. Same thing. It's a level 1 fire. You know, that's going to be your next go-to for 2024. Level 1 fires are going to be the GOAT. And whether or not, if you have one or the other in your hand, then the wanted just pretty much gets you the other engine, and you kind of just bounce off from there. Like I said, the Circle of the Fire King, this is a really good card because it makes it another way to make it eligible to get into your other engine. Same thing with this. This is really cool because even if you are able to XYZ on your opponent's turn, this allows you to start popping your board and popping their cards, and then possibly quite triggering your turbulence because they're going to start trying to get rid of your shit. Let me move this to the side. I'll get into the extra deck, kind of like explain what's going on, because it's pretty standard rescue race stuff. I wouldn't say it changes much, but we got the one dark, and it should be the one Hida. This is another pretty standard play. The reason why I say is because if you have Ponyx, and if you're in a sticky situation, then you can go into Anima go into dark with another fire. Another thing that I think is mandatory is you have to have the double SP Little Knight. The free fodder space is you have your Infernova engine, which is the Soldier and the Baron, and then the double SP. I think this is pretty standard when it comes to Rescue Ace. It ends up being pretty much prosperity fodder once you go into your Fire King engine. So now we can go into the Access Code line, which is pretty much the Nightmare Unicorn, Celine, and the Access Code. Not much explanation about that. Removal, special, OTK. T-Fun, better have it. If you have it, cool. If you don't, you're gonna wish you had it probably one day. Now, the difference between the Rescue Ace, and with the Fire King Smokescreen is that you're gonna have Heat Soul, Sunlight Wolf, IP, and the Garunix. This is like one of the big differences because the Garunix always obviously triggers with the Sanctuary to be able to start blowing up the board, and then the IP allows you to trigger into SP on their turn, or to go into I don't know, other options. You can go into the Heat Soul. I don't know why I was having a brain fart, but you can go into the Heat Soul, or you can just go into Sunlight Whiff instead of the IP, and Sunlight Whiff can either add the Ash, Fire King cards, or the Rescue Ace cards, which is really cool because I think I added Preventer off of this one time, which ends up making it eligible for my emergency to trigger off and then start specialing for my banish. Like, I don't know, I just think it's really cool because you're doing Rescue Ace stuff, but you're also using the ability of destruction with your Fire Kings and getting as another interruption for your opponent, pretty much. Yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed that deck profile. If you guys have any questions, ask below. If you don't, hopefully you don't. Just ask below. Don't be afraid to ask. I'm always here for answering questions, and if we can make this deck better, make it better. Cool. Bye.